What kind of a president you call yourself? Useless. Does the political parties tribunal need in order to be convinced? And to William Samoei Ruto, this one man, a politician of political character of deceit, mistrust, unethical moral ethics. Mr. Ruto, instead of focusing on what you can do to change lives of Kenyans, you are busy playing uncouth tactics of destroying political parties that have obligations and full functions in government. Some of us might not understand what is happening. As you are aware, we are from an election that was disputed, that has made us sit on a national dialogue. It is still unclear to some of us as Kenyans who won these elections. And some of the challenges and the agendas that are being discussed under the national dialogue is party hopping. So Ruto is just confirming that he does not have goodwill to some of the agendas on the table. We are minority in the political structure at the National Assembly. And the role of the minority is to play oversight. What is the need for the majority to continue sabotaging the roles of the minority in the Assembly? Why are they buying members of National Assembly from the minority side? After the elections, Azimio had the majority, but they scuttled Azimio by buying some of the members. You are aware of the Jubilee, and made us weak. And what the president is doing is to make the minority even weaker. So we shall not accept. We cannot sit back and watch William Samoei Ruto destroying this constitution. We don't have opposition, but we have minority. If he's making minority weaker, then it means he doesn't want oversight. And tomorrow you will hear him say that he wants a stronger opposition. How can the minority work if you are cutting its branches? So it is just a matter of days. Raila Amolo Odinga, you are negotiating with thugs. You are negotiating with criminals. You are negotiating with people who don't understand the moral ethics of this constitution. A point is coming in time when we shall say enough is enough. And to those leaders, those rebel leaders that were expelled, it doesn't matter anymore. Even if you find it that you are comfortable now sleeping with government in the same bed, what we are confirming to you as members of your constituents, that we are condemning what you are doing in the strongest term possible. We shall not accept unless you have permission from the party leader. So you go ahead. But what we know is that you have signed your political death certificate, is that you have hanged yourself. We thought you were going to be remorseful. You promised your constituents to work under the political manifest of ODM and Azimio. Today, we have discovered that you are just hyenas hidden in a sheepskin. That is what we have seen in you today. So do not mourn or cry or blame any other person, but blame yourself. It is you, yourselves, that have committed political suicide by the decisions you're making. President Ruto, you call yourself the president 1 year down the line. You've not delivered anything to Kenya, including the price of hunger that you say will come down in the next 100 days. You shifted your gears to 1 year. We have not seen an iota of any changes made. Instead of focusing on what should be done to change or improve Kenyans' life, what you're doing is to make unnecessary trips. You increased taxes on Kenya. You are planning to increase even further at the expense of poor Kenyans. Tomorrow when Kenyans go to the streets, you meet them with bullets on the streets. What kind of a president you call yourself? Useless. You are destroying the foundations and the spirit of this constitution. You are violating every right of a Kenyan. Right to basic needs, right to security, right to basic health. You are destroying every single foundation of the constitution that can improve a Kenyan life. And that is why we don't have faith in you. Mr. Ruto, if you can't, please walk out. There is still time. Thank you very much.
Okay. Maybe kwa vile His Excellency Raila alitoa onyo kwa wale ambao wanaenda kwa Rais Ruto kama Jalango. Juzi tu na tena jana wamerudi kufanya meeting. Unaweza kusema nini kuhusiana na hiyo?
You know, the first time they made their trip to the State House, when they were questioned why they went to State House, they said that they were going to look for development in State House. That is false. That is total hogwash. That is playing around with Kenyans' mind. We are aware that the Constitution has its own development structures. We have the National Assembly. We have the county governments. Everybody has his role without going to State House. So what they have done, again yesterday, is to show total disrespect to their party leader, that they don't care, and to show total disrespect to their constituents who elected them under the umbrella of ODM, that they don't respect them anymore. So all under one carpet, with Ruto as their president, what they're doing is to show that they don't have goodwill in the national dialogue. They don't have the moral ethics of implementing the Constitution as he swore when he was being sworn in as the president, including the National Assembly, the members of the National Assembly who went there. So we cannot sit down and watch this happening. Because if we sit down, we are going back to the dark old days of Chama cha Baba na Mama, where the president can do anything but there is nobody to stop him. So that is why the Constitution is cautious that if a member of your party is seen intermingling with an opponent, then you have all the rights to take action. And that is what the party decided to do. And I'm asking the ODM party leaders fraternity that let it not just stop with the suspension or the expulsion. Let them activate the Operation Fagilia so that some remnants that we have can equally be kicked out alongside the other rebels. Some were forgiven and they have confirmed that they were also in the same team. So that is what we are saying, that we cannot live with government in the same bed in the name of development. Let the Constitution bring development. We want a leadership that is servant leadership. We want a leadership that delivers to its people. But we don't want a leadership that is full of deceit, mistrust, and thrives under crisis. As you are aware, I've said it before, that we have a president that thrives under this cunning behavior. Thank you.
Okay, one more question. What can you say about yesterday was a celebration of which Ruto has been in the office for at least 1 year, the inauguration. And some of the leaders said that Mr. President has able to award some of the Luo politicians who has been in Azimio na wamekuwa pale na zawadi haijakuwa ikionekana. So Rais Ruto amewapa zawadi pale, na inaweza kuwa huku Raila amekuwa kiwanyima hiyo, ama tutasemaje, like PS Omolo.
Well, the spirit of the Constitution dictates that after an election, there will always remain one Kenya, one nation. Unfortunately, we have a fake president that does not understand what it means to be one unit, including his deputy, who speak along ethnic lines. 1 year down the line, if you look at the shape of this country, the way Ruto has been awarding jobs, it is aligned to two communities. You remember that the deputy president at some point expressed himself that the Kenya Kwanza government belongs to shareholders. And true to his words, you'll find that the structure of this government is aligned to two communities. If there are those that are from other communities, they're only there under sympathy, but not because of they are qualified to be there. That is why we call them Jowanya. You know, even Wenyo was there before. But even if you have gone to Wenyo, you must do it with decorum. You don't go to Wenyo and start abusing your members of your family. It is totally unacceptable. You go to Wenyo because either you are hungry or you have nothing to eat. So what we are seeing, that the government has included a few individuals, is total betrayal, because even the functions that they are having, they are not given that opportunity to exploit their functions. Instead, they are dictated on what to do. For instance, if you look at PS Omolo, what has been happening in his background under his watch is equally a clear picture that he's incompetent to be in that office. There is no way that a fellow Kenyan can raise his hands with crude weapons and killing a fellow Kenyan, and he cannot do anything about it. Instead, he celebrates at the same backyard of his brothers and sisters that are being maimed by another community in the line of ethnic and tribal war. So, I'm confirming that this government is just a passing cloud. It is a government that does not have any interest of a Kenyan. And that is why 1 year down the line, if you ask them, they'll show you nothing for their 1 year time in government. Thank you.